not everyone deserves your forgiveness, okay? And this is probably like an unpopular opinion, and some people might be like, oh, you're a hypocrite because like you're spiritual, but you don't believe in forgiveness. And here's the thing, it's not that I don't believe in forgiveness, okay, but I believe that not everybody deserves, right, your forgiveness, okay? There's a difference, and let's break it down. In the Bible, right, people like to bring up the Bible and they say, oh, well, like in the Bible, it says that you have to forgive. Well, it says a lot of things. The Bible says a lot of things that we are supposed to do, but we don't, okay? So that's not going to work on me. When I say that not everybody deserves, right, your forgiveness, there are some things that people do to you, right, that you just can't come back from, right? You just can't, right? And so you don't have to like go up to the person and be like, oh, hey, so-and-so, like, I forgive you, right? Maybe you forgive them and you just keep it to yourself, right, as a way to like get past it. And then also some things you just don't forgive. You just don't, because you can't, right? Because you don't want to, right? Does that make you a bad person? No. Does that mean that you aren't as spiritual as you thought that you should be, or, that you are? No, it didn't mean that either. You know what it means? It means that you're human, okay? And what you have been through, right? That's your boundary, right? Where the line has been crossed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the line is like a blur now, like that person's on the other side and you just cannot come back from that. And that is okay. All right. That is okay. Now, I'm not talking about being petty, right? Although, your girl over here can be petty. I mean, let's be real. But I'm not talking about like that kind of petty energy, right? I'm talking about that real deep, like trauma type thing. And I've had mine, right? And I've gone to therapy, still am in therapy, love therapy, think it's fucking great. Everybody should be in therapy of some sort. That's just me. No, I'm not trying to preach or anything like that. But really, I feel like forgiveness, right? Bottom line, forgiveness is for you, right? You forgive for yourself, not the other person, right? And so there are things that have happened in my life, right? Multiple things where I'm just like, yeah, like I can't come back from that. Like we just can't. We can't. And I guess my way of forgiving, right, is forgiving myself for tolerating what I tolerated, right? For maybe not speaking up sooner, feeling the feeling, right? Like that someone got one over on you, right? And that's pride. That's where pride comes in. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like being prideful, but it's when you don't recognize it, right? And then you just keep on like doing it, right? I've learned the lesson, right? Trust me, these things that like can't come back from, I've learned the lessons from that, right? And there's definitely no coming back from that. So like if you think that you're going to come back, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later and be like, oh, hey, what's up? I'll be like, oh, the fuck? Like, keep it going. Like, no. Like, no, because we don't do that over here.